You know what? This country's in big trouble. Big trouble. What the fuck?
You must unite what has been set aside.
We are TFR, Truth Frequency Radio. Good morning, TFR.
Good morning. Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Thank God it's Friday.
It's Friday, my dudes.
And a happy Friday to you all. Good morning and welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. I gotta say, that's a little bit more of a traditional opening. Makes me feel like we're actually here on the Ironworx.
It was nice, very nice. I had a little nostalgia, a little flashback. It was awesome. Thank you for that, brother. Of course, actually hearing our intro music's a nice change of pace too. So hey,
well, sort of.
It's Friday.
It's a change of pace.
So how are you, gentlemen? You're here. Oh, there he is. What's up, Rice Nice?
Rice Nice. I need coffee on my brain.
We all do. It's that time of the morning to pour coffee on the brain.
Yesterday, I slept yesterday, I should say. It was like a 4-hour nap.
A 4-hour nap.
Yeah, it was.
I muted and lost it. You beat me, Josh.
But I'm here. I made it. Don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're here.
Fortnite, probably. Now that I'm
what? Awesome. How you doing? You ready?
I'm downloaded.
We don't need to start the show with that.
Yet to click the launch button, but it's downloaded, so it might be this weekend. We're out roaming the realm.
So we've got Josh to join the dark side.
The dark side. We have cookies.
I will say, I did try downloading Red Dead.
I know.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Remember?
Well, you're not the only one who has those problems with that game.
Yeah. When Walt said it's an issue and you're probably not going to get it fixed, I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. Some of that Rockstar logic. No patches for that game. None. Anyway, we are here, obviously, out of our minds early on a Friday. I was good, though. I didn't stay up all night playing.
I didn't either. I just laid there watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. till probably 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, Danny DeVito. I mean, I've always liked the guy, but in that show, it's like he's just mad-libbing it himself. Just whatever he wants to say off the wall. It's crazy. But yeah, it's just one of those dumb shows that I can laugh at and not really have to think about critically because I've seen them all so many times. One of those where you can just like turn your brain off for a little bit.
Absolutely. My go-to for that of late has been the old Kids in the Hall that has come back around, which doesn't stream as often as it should. And when it goes away from streaming services, it goes away for a long time, which I think kind of speaks to it still being quite the cult underground show that not a whole lot of general people know about, only the real cool comedy people know about it. Yeah, I've been digging into that. That and the Kroll Show, which is not an old classic. It's actually a recent show that I enjoy quite a bit. It's really, really, really dumb. It's got some really, really dumb characters on it, and it's got some really bad characters on it. But it's one of those I had found some years ago and just go back to it, kind of like you said, that nostalgia, kind of turn your brain off and go to sleep. Have a cat in your lap, and it's time for a nap. What? I'm a poet. I think I know it.
Your feet show it because of how big they are.
That's right.
Big shout out to Brian Stavely in chat. Does this guy sleep?
No.
I think we need him.
Have you seen his eyes?
Or see if he's got clone. I was on one of his live streams just the other day saying, man, dude, this guy never stops. Ever. Does he sleep? I don't know. I think today is his meetup, is it not? Out there at the beach? Or he's leaving for
the day? Well, yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah, he's leaving for the beach today, I think. Yeah, he asked last week, so am I going to see you there? Yeah, don't hold your breath, Brian. Don't hold your breath. I hope it all out there. This is more, it's not so much as a flat earth meetup. This is his first Mandela effect. He said, we have a lot of flat earth meetups. He's like, this one's going to be Mandela. He'll talk flat earth, but Mandela's going to be.
It's going to be hard because after the meeting's over, it'll be different. Everybody will have a different
How can y'all meet
memory
at the same
of what
spot?
they had and what speakers were there. No, I'm just being silly.
It's held at 14 different places in 3 different times.
17 different logos designed for the website. Anyway. Good morning, everybody there. I was going to start typing, but I haven't called roll in quite a while. I see Vonik. What's up? Good morning, friend. Ian is here. I had my cat in the lap. You can ask the guys here, but he's already gone. He's done with me since I won't let him sleep and purr and be in my way on the keyboard. So he left me. Alexander Lightwater. Good morning, friend. Roberto. What's up, Robert Page? Angela, baby, Carson. I'm not going to say it, Doc. I'm just going to say hello because I know you're tired of hearing it. Hi. Good morning, Zom Snoo. What's happening? How are you? I am having trouble scrolling. There's Liz. I knew she was here. Sorry we started so late Friday, Liz. I know that messed you up terribly. We had a great show Friday. Hold on. I'm starting to ramble already in the middle of the roll call, and I'm going to miss Dean. Oh, what's up, brother? Tommy is here. You talk about a busy guy. Anyway.
That's another one. Right
what?
There.
Is that David M. sneaking around in here? What's up, David? Good morning, friend. Glad you're here. Scott, Level Rim. Hello, friend, as well. Who else has gotten in here as I've been rambling? Ona is here on a plane, as we all are.
Did you get
Hey, you said Brian. Who?
Voynich?
I did. That's where I started, but that's fine. I mean, I just said boy. Lunderground. What's happening? Dan Morris has arrived. Vivid is here. Vividness 420. Did I miss somebody? I think I did. Did I say Dan Morris? I did. I think that's it for now. That's who's here. If you get in here later, I'll try to call you out. we're missing quite a few people early this morning, and it's sad. I heard voices in the intro there. Definitely shout out to Pav, MIA, out there doing it for us. I know, though. A strong warrior.
Miss you.
Yeah, Diva, miss you, lady. Good Lord. Terribly. Uh-oh, wait. Robert Klotz is here. Good morning. Asking about the latest error. Oh, I can't say that word. Somebody try it for me.
That is Anon.
Thank you, because my brain won't even form normal English. So you go. I'll have coffee.
Oh, yeah. Well, the question is if we've seen the new Anon, because apparently they're shaking things up a bit. I have not seen.
I didn't know. Yeah, this is news to me. So thank you. I appreciate that, Robert. We will definitely have to go see what is going on of late. I know, actually, you say that. I saw a video go by. The title being a question, error or not. Good Lord, that word or not. So I just thought that meant in general, are you a person who thinks this is the way to believe things here are going or have gone or whatever historically, or not? I didn't know there was some controversy or some things being shaken.
I did not see anything on there.
That's who it was. It was Campbell and Kelly, actually. I was trying to remember who had that going when I went by, and I was so busy I didn't stop. I was in the middle of playing my guitar, and I was looking for another tablature. Mine didn't feel accurate enough, so I should have stopped and dug in. If I'd have known it was something interestingly new, I usually go play catch up on folks like that. So I would have found out eventually, but now I know I need to go see what's going on.
I am so out of so many things.
Are we TFR? Yes, Dan, we are.
I believe we are. I hear
turned on the community. Well, goodness, that's not good to hear. Not good to hear.
When you think of, hopefully it's just a spat, maybe. I don't like when people say the community, because it's usually not the whole community. There will be one or two people or a group of people. I think I know who the group is, but they've been trying to get all his videos taken down and this and that, saying stealing their information and blah blah blah. Yeah,
so people being people, basically.
Yeah.
Bastard.
People being people. Fuckers. Anyway, yeah, that's been something that's been on my mind a lot of late too. That whole thing that people just kind of lose the thread a moment or two, get off the page, need a nap, had too many naps, whatever the case may be.
Eat a Snickers.
Need a Snickers, exactly. So I myself sent off an hangry email not long ago. I regret it and had to apologize for. So it happens. We're human. Unfortunately, that comes with baggage and emotions and feelings. I don't mean that unfortunately. That's actually part of the ride. But damn, these thick skins we allege to being truthers who've had to bounce a lot of stuff off a lot of people who didn't agree and came back with lots of negativity. You would think within our own community we'd be able to get by some things a little quicker and get over them a little quicker. And sometimes it works out that way. Things do pass, storms settle down, dust settles, and things get back to quote unquote normal. But it's definitely sad to see that there are still things going on within our own. Let's help the world. Let's help people. Let's help our own selves with our soul, whatever. And yeah, definitely sad to see. I'm reading the chat. Sorry, I stopped. Apparently, he retracted many of his claims, stated claims were irresponsible, things like that is what Dan is telling us there in chat. Well, thank you for that info, Dan. Damn, I will have to dig further.
Yeah, I just heard about that last night.
If a truther does not show his face, he is a deceiver. All contrary, mon frere.
I know a very, let's say, cautious person. Super duper cautious. I've known this guy for 5-6 years now, and I still don't know his real name.
Yep.
Never seen his face.
Never seen his face.
Never seen his face.
There's a couple things I do know about him that I might be able to go find him that he slipped up while being drunk.
Yeah, that's 3 or 4.
But it would.
I know somebody with a dossier.
It's not going to be. You know?
I know how big his forearms are.
Dude, that's it. You just went straight over the target. But yeah, I mean, okay, we've seen. I mean, there's no doubt. Oh man, my brain. Brian.
Mullen.
Who? Mullen?
Brian Mullins.
Mullins, that's it. Exactly. If that story doesn't tell you enough right there, and if you don't know the story, yeah.
He's an engineer.
Unfortunately, there are people in the world who decided that it's their job to, make your life as uncomfortable and fucking a living hell as theirs is. So they go out of their way to cause trouble for you, even though, what you're doing, saying, thinking, talking about, discussing, putting out there, it's just food for thought, There's a lot worse shit being presented as facts and truths by the fucking media every day. But just for asking a few questions about the shape of the earth and how physics actually, work, scientific method, basic shit, Brian lost his livelihood. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a long time before I was willing to show my face. And that was simply because, I had already had truth bite me in the ass, lost friends, close, lifelong friends, over this very thing, just a little different thinking, a little different research, whatever. And so I was really cautious when we started live of, was I going to show my face? Was I going to be on camera? That kind of thing. So I definitely have to say there's a lot more to it than just showing your face or not, being truthful or not. I don't know. I see a lot more depth and layers to it myself, but everybody has their own opinion. And they are quite common, actually. And they have a little aroma to them. All right, I'll stop. What's up, Special K? I see you popping in. 3 Fingers is here. I saw somebody else new come in. Who was it? Damn it. Oh, what's up, Seeking Starwater? Is that it? Is that all I've got? Have I missed anybody else? Raise your hand if you can hear me. So Friday. What? Right? No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Well, we had a great show with Martin.
Yeah, that was fun. What was I gonna? Oh yeah. We got a message from the guest from the show tonight.
Oh.
The Intellectual Catch-Up channel got a strike 6 days before the 4:30 live stream, and YouTube said I have a 7-day suspension. Now they're going to do their live show on May 1st at 10:30 a.m. directly on their Big Skinny Show channel, but they need to have at least 50 subscribers to make it work. So we're going to need you all to hit this subscription right here. I'm going to drop it in the chat. They need to get at least to 50 subscribers so they can actually go live. So I will drop that in chat, and everybody, if you would be so kind and go over and give the guys a sub on the new channel. It sucks when that kind of stuff.
I wonder on their website, because on the catch up, I'm looking at too many things at once. I'm just going to drop that link anyway. Hang on.
Yeah, I dropped it once already, but yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's kind of links to everything, I think, pretty much. To intellectualcatchup.com there. Should let you find everything. Lots of great stuff there.
But yeah, that's going to be our guest for this evening. These gentlemen, I don't know, after that first time we had them on, I just really...
I know, right?
like we're in tune or something. I don't know. Both of these guys are just... They just seem like really good guys. That's the feeling I got from them. I don't know how else to explain it.
Wait, I just saw some news scuttle in the chat. Apparently, Owen Benjamin got kicked off Rockfin. Man, I'm out of the loop. What happened there?
Some of his controversial. I don't know. I forget. I've heard some of this backstory too. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I know it sucks that people get taken down off Rockfin, but there has to be some sort of hard and fast lines for these websites. I mean, even Pornhub doesn't get to just put up whatever content they want.
Right.
They're limited to hardcore porn. And if you can overstep the line, even on Pornhub, to where shit's getting taken down.
Well, yeah, I know on Rockfin, there's certain countries that Rockfin, streams to that they have laws on speech. So instead of Rockfin getting banned in that whole country for one person saying something, they just take them off. There's certain, and it was in Rockfin's terms and agreements and this and that. And I didn't hear what was said. I'm not sure why it happened. Like if there was a certain phrase or this or that did it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I just noticed he hadn't been live like the last 3 days or so. Like, what's going on? Was Owen taking a vacation or something? And then Cammy told me last night that he was kicked off Rockfin.
Apparently, from what I see there from Angela Baby Carson, that Josh would know pretty well, maybe. What was the buzzword? I don't know. I'm just assuming. Oh, by the way, if you don't have and have not subscribed to Angela Baby Carson, that link is right above. And what I'll do is I'll put it again for you there, Angela Baby. There it is. Y'all go sub. Sub anybody, everybody. Why not? It's all good stuff in this chat. If they're here, they got good stuff, right? That's how it should work. It's like a filter. Being an archer.
We got about 4 minutes before we hit our first break.
Oh, and I'm losing myself in chat. I have to stop. Okay.
Okay. Anybody
And
want?
then I started reading chat again. All right, damn it. I'll stop. I really will. How are you? Go ahead. Absolutely. I'll shut up.
What is the hottest temperature in the known universe? Now, I should say Narnia, really, because this is from Science Alert.
Define known. When you say known universe, how well do you need to know it before you can consider it known?
Well, is it infinite? Is really the question I think we should ask, because that's kind of hard to know if it's infinite.
And if you don't know, could you say you even know it? I have no idea the size, shape, or makeup, but it's known. We know what it is. It's the known universe as soon as we figure out the size, shape, and content.
Yeah, to be known, don't you have to go there and actually touch it? And
Blips on a screen, baby. Blips on a screen. That's all you need, according to.
Well, the article goes into talking about, absolute 0 degrees Kelvin is, that's when matter stops moving and is as cold as it can get, blah, 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 blah.
Well, and they found that, right? They've done it. They've gotten there.
Well,
no, they haven't. Anyway,
real close to the name, right?
Whoa, well, really close, like hand grenades, horseshoes. Okay, cool.
So, at the other extreme is something called Planck, Planck temperature.
Man, that's my boy. Max. Go ahead.
141 million degrees. No joke. That's what is written. 141 million degrees.
So really, 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 really a lot.
Oh, but then they go on to say nothing in today's universe comes close to these kinds of temperatures, but it did exist for a brief moment right at the dawn of time.
Oh, back then. Well, damn it, we missed it.
Well,
they're just making shit up.
To the best of our knowledge, that's just
if you
known
rewound
time.
the tape. I think if they rewound the tape all the way back to the beginning, like you're supposed to when you return it in the drop. Anyway.
But you can't make this stuff up, folks.
They can.
140 million degrees. That's a new number to me. I mean, is there not a name for that?
I think that's bigger than a Google.
No, it was like 28, I think. 10 to the 28th, and Google is 10 to the 100. I remember that.
Oh, shit.
I saw some.
I'm just being silly. I'll stop.
What's a plex? Do you multiply it? Is that what the plex is? What's a Googleplex?
I think you go there. There's like a theater on over this here corner. Right. They got an arcade right here.
That's what
there's
it was.
Probably a ticket.
The food court,
the kid games over
and
there.
the concession stand in the theater. That's what makes it to the Googleplex. Gotcha.
Exactly. Now they're not big screens anymore. It's basically like a big screen TV at the end of a hallway you're in. But hey, you go and you pay $23 per ticket.
They stack
your
you
$80.
Look at the screen of the seat in front of you.
Right.
No black lights allowed, or no UV lights allowed.
God.
All right. Well, this has been the first segment of the Ironworks right here on Truth Frequency Radio.
Hey, I hear that break music. I much prefer that as comeback music, not go away music. It was going there, so it all works.
All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll be right back after these brief messages. This is the Ironworks TFR.
You guys hear anything?
I don't hear shit.
I don't hear a thing, but that doesn't mean they're not playing something somewhere for somebody. So don't talk over Ella.
Ella. Sorry, I just did coffee.
16.
Well, welcome back to the Ironworks, where the break music's about 90 seconds off and the auto duck actually gets louder instead of quieter. That's amazing. Amazing how that works. And I couldn't hear jack shit, so I just started playing something when I saw the time go. And then about 4 seconds later is when the break music came in.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. The struggle to be real. Yeah. I don't even know what this is or where the fuck this came from. Kind of dig it, though.
I like it.
I think it's a stem from something. It doesn't sound like a full... Yeah, that sounds like some shit that I would do. Download the stems too, just to have one or two of the stems instead of the actual complete mastered mixed song. Just give me the bits and pieces. Shout out to everybody there on Rockfin and YouTube and truthfrequencyradio.com, TFRlive.com. There in the chat, I see Liz is over there listening. I did see Alan Holman in chat earlier. They're
What's
on
up?
TFR.
That was one I missed earlier when I called out. The missing. They're taking for granted. All right, sorry. I was watching Ministry yesterday.
I saw David M is going to be on with Santos Bonacci this weekend.
What?
How cool is that? But that's going to be some
I know those
mind-blowing conversations there. Good luck keeping up on that one. Yeah, Voynich, TFR apparently is on again. I don't know how it was dead for days. I'm not entirely sure how it's on now.
For days.
And that is a pretty loose definition of being on. But it is broadcasting stuff, so that's good.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
For some.
It is. So he had a Ken Wheeler breakthrough. I comprehend another thing that he says finally.
Oh, see, and I was going to mention this when you started talking about the billion degrees. I thought we could just put sort of an arbitrary point somewhere in there and just call that 0. And that way, a billion degrees is just really, we could call that a negative billion degrees.
Yeah, when Ken would say there are no dualities in nature, you know, I never really got that. Then he would say there is no negative charge. And it's like, what? And it never clicked with me what he was saying. But yeah, I get it now. There's no such thing as a negative anything in nature. Even according to NASA, space isn't negative. You can't have less than 0. We can't even obtain 0. And it's the same thing with charge. It's, you know, It's less than. The ground isn't negative. It's just less than the air above. There is no negative charge. You can't go to beyond zero and then start going the other way. It's all the same charge. So you have a cup of water, you pour half of it out, it's, there's still water there. It's like you can't get it to zero. There is no empty cups in nature. It just doesn't happen. That's nature's job to stop that from happening. Yeah, and it just never clicked in the whole duality. People will say, oh, well, there's hot and cold. No. It's just it's a human construct that was created. There is, moving. And then I don't know if anything actually, have we ever made anything absolute 0 Kelvin? I don't think we can get that low. There's just, or people will say, man, woman, this, well, no, we're all human beings. There's no dualities in nature. There is no.
Yeah, we're varying degrees of estrogen, really. At one point, we're all female. Really? Yeah. It's only after the fact, once we're all estrogen, it's only after that fact does the testosterone in utero get introduced. And then the more testosterone, I think, goes on to produce those extra chromosomes of the X and Y and go on to be a male. But at some point in the womb, we're all sort of have the makeup of a female human. We're all just varying degrees of estrogen.
Yeah. Dan Morris says it right. Yeah, it seems to me nature seeks unity. Oh, yeah, equilibrium, I like to call it. That's what it's trying to do. It's trying to get everything to get along and be equal. But that will never take place. Hopefully it never takes place. Because that means just pretty much everything ceases to exist, in my opinion. I don't know if you can stop moving completely. I don't know if I know you can't have zero pressure. You can't have zero charge. And there is no negative. Yeah, it's just like air pressure. Think of in the tire, right? Well, the tire looks flat. Oh, it must have negative pressure in it. No, it's just less pressure than the air outside the tire. There's still pressure inside the tire. It's never going to go zero. And for sure, it's never going to go negative zero. Negative is something that humans created for math. But in nature, there is no such thing as a negative. Yeah, it just makes so much sense to me now. And I've heard him say it for years. Probably 50 times I've heard him say that. And it just never clicked. In that chat that they were having, Jaron, Bob, David, and Ken, yeah, for some reason, it just clicked in when he said it that time. But I get it now. There's no electrons. There's just charge. The whole atom thing and all that. I was talking with somebody last night about knowing things. We were listening to a song, Cammy and I played The Seeker by The Who. It's one of my favorite Who songs. And there's a line in there that is so prevalent to this place. For people seeking truth and knowledge of how this place works, like the main line of the chorus is, I won't get what I'm after till the day I die. And I think that's so true. If you're seeking knowledge and you want to know how this place works, yeah, you can seek. But I don't think we're going to know these things until we move on from this place and take our next step. Break out of this cocoon and fly off into the Taurus field. But yeah, there's certain things that in these meat suits we don't get to know. No matter how hard you seek and look for answers and try to find out, that's what makes this place so amazing. It's magical. But there are things here that, we don't get to know. We get to observe them, and we get to, use them for things. But the sun, moon, stars, what's that? You ask 100 different people, you're going to get, well, probably a lot of the same answers. But I'd bet most of them are wrong. I mean, somebody might have it right, but they're not going to know that it's right. To know is...
And if they do have it
Well,
right, everybody's going to be telling them they're wrong. Sorry, go ahead, Walt.
No, you go right ahead, sir.
That was it. That was all I had. The one person that does.
It just seems like that whole idea of why we're here is that very thing, is to be separated from ultimate knowledge and ultimate communion with infinite knowledge, and having that individual experience that we really can't have, being connected as we are in our other state. I won't say our natural state, because who knows if there's not another state beyond that even. But I will say that it seems that to me is really at the base of it all. What we're doing here is trying to have that individual experience of not knowing it all and kind of figuring some stuff out and gaining that changing of the salts, if you will, through finding what? That's jamming. What are we hearing?
That's a little bit of the offspring. You got to keep them separated.
It was just ducking. I couldn't quite catch the jam. Up, down, left, right. What? You know the code, Carrie Woolley? No, I'll stop. Up, down, left, right, day, night. Male, female, good, evil. Yes. Can't have one without the other. Can't have one without the other. Man, I got to get some medication for this musical Tourette's I have. I mean, I have some, but it just makes it worse.
You got to keep them separated.
I was hoping you could hear that one better.
I did. Thank you, sir.
I haven't heard Offspring in a hot minute. This used to be one of my favorite albums. I used to dig the shit out of this album.
Yeah, that was a minute ago, man. A minute ago.
Never saw the Offspring.
I never saw them either.
You might be going to see the Marshall Tucker Band. Free show they're putting on here in Spartanburg. They're from Spartanburg. I know they got to be old, but I'd love to hear them play Can't You See?
I'm smoking on some bubble glue. Or some
diesel.
Gorilla Gum.
I answered you in chat, but I'll say it on the air.
Just a little bit of a mixture of my Gorilla Glue and the bubble gum. Sort of a hodgepodge. Or as Zach might say, a menagerie.
I love cocktails. I call them cocktails, and that's one of my favorite things to do. Mix them up, get a little different thing happening.
So, bubble glue or Gorilla Gum.
Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Gum.
Nice. What? Gorilla Gum. That's the new one. Hashtag. Or whatever. I can't do that anymore. I forgot Elon bought it.
And have been kicking people off of their left and right.
Funny. Oh, it's funny.
I saw Dave Marsh says, I called Elon Musk a cunt and got kicked off. That was like 3 hours after.
Sorry.
I was just laughing at Dave Marsh.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up there, David. Some garlic cookie Kim.
Oh,
that sounds very interesting. Man, I had some garlic stuff back in the day that literally tasted like onion. It was incredible. It was crazy. Anyway, let's move on.
Have you guys ever heard of a black moon?
Aren't they like,
isn't that the new
like 90, 92, something like that? No, go ahead. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, we all know about the blue moon is the second full moon of a month, right? That's why they call those the blue moon. Well, a black moon apparently is the second new moon of a month. And I had never heard that phrase used before, a black moon. But they're saying, yeah, on the second time, you have a new moon of a month. which doesn't happen very often because, they're 28-day cycle. Months are usually 30, 31 days, somewhere in there. And if you start it in the middle, you're not going to see another one that month. So it's kind of like a blue moon. They're somewhat rare. But yeah, I never knew that a black moon is the second new moon of the month. And there's going to be one coming up here this weekend. South America is going to see an eclipse. And Antarctica, yada, yada, yada. We're not going to see it here. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how often those things occur over those areas that no one really can see? I wonder if that's part of
happening.
Well, no, not that it's happening. I'm sure there actually probably is something happening there in the toroidal field that we don't really understand yet, and they have to call it something. But I mean, think about if we were actually working the sky and knowing the clock and working with that clock and that calendar, there would never be blue moons, black moons, pink moons. It would just be the fucking moon that told you when to plant and not to plant and harvest and all that other stuff. This is all man-made bullshit. Sorry, I'm getting a little ranty. I'll step back and talk to the Supreme again. But it just seems like it's all more ways to confuse us about the sky. I mean, just like that story I put in about this, it's going to look like a collision with this planets. I don't even know where they were. Oh, man, where did I put the story? Venus and Jupiter, will nearly collide this month in the sky. And there was an alignment just a couple of days ago. And they turned it into all this fear the sky, fear the sky. There you go. That's really what they try to do. If it's not fear of what's coming in from out there to kill us, it's the fear of the infinite unknown, the infinite void, the infinite nothingness. Fear. Man, I'm ranty. I'll chill.
I guess even the woke crowd is turning on Disney now. Just about their performances and stuff. Not so much, what's going on in the park or this or that but yeah, it's live entertainment. It's all green screens now or using a bunch of screens. It's not like it used to be, everybody's saying. People that have been going for, their whole lives. They have, season passes and stuff like that. I think we might be seeing the death of Disney. Or at least Disney World. Yeah, I mean, where else could they build one? They already got one out in California.
I guess the sacrifice of the Euro Disney parks wasn't enough. They're going to sacrifice these as well. I was going to mention it during the break, and now it's been brought up here in chat. You're very muffled sounding, Zach, for some reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll hold my phone up. I broke my headset again last night. Yesterday.
I'm sorry. Well, it just seems like since we've been on the call, it's gotten more muffled or something because you were fine early on. So I don't know.
I'll drop out and come back in.
Uh-oh. I wasn't trying to make Zach go away. I'm sorry. Just trying to get it sounded
even
better.
Forever and ever. Yeah.
Eat your head, doy. That's what the dormouse said there, boy. Man, my mouth. I need more coffee in it, on it, through it. Let's do that. What? I got a fever. And the only thing that's going to fix it is more cowbell.
Just don't fear the Reaper.
I need more cowbell.
Nor do the wind,
yeah, that
the
was...
sun or the rain. Sorry, I was using the karaoke version in hopes that BOC may not strike us.
Yeah, well.
We know how that goes.
I don't care.
I.
Who was it? John Donne, Sonnet 10. Death be not proud. Taught me not to fear death. Most people know it for whom the bell tolls. Bell tolls for thee.
Take a look to the sky just before you die. It's the last time you will. All right, I'll stop. Caress is bad.
Which one of y'all put a story about Jimmy's Jimmy in here?
Dude, look, being a guitarist and being into music all my life, ever since I heard a song by Gene Simmons on, I believe, man, what album was that? Was that the fourth side of Alive 2? I think it may have been on Plaster Caster. And I was like, what is this song about? So I started doing a bit of research and digging through old back copies of Rolling Stone magazine and found out what that song was about. Rest in peace. Definitely, it's some rock and roll history. And the infamous plaster caster herself, Cynthia Albritton, Cynthia Plastercaster, passed away on Thursday, 74 years old. Yes, people, yeah, he was famous for making plaster casts of famous rock stars' members. It became a big thing. You see what I did there? It became a whole art thing. She had many different shows, different famous members in her collection. The most famous being, of course, I believe, Jimmy himself. Jimmy's Jimmy. But yeah, I'll drop the story for you guys to share in the fun. Hold on. We should play a little plaster. Anyway, oh, wow, that's a huge link. You see what I did there? All right, we'll stop.
I found a crazy one. This one might even be harder to believe than the slingshot centrifuge, where they're planning on just hurling things up into space with like a big spinning wheel on the ground. They're just going to throw stuff up in the air.
Oh, I thought like maybe a trebuchet, but they're just going to spin it and throw it. Cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, this new one is even crazier. And this is out of IEEE Spectrum. News Aerospace. Written by Ned Potter. Just like a week ago or so. A helicopter will try to catch a rocket booster in mid-air. Can't make this shit up, folks. Rocket Lab's first of its kind recovery attempt could rescue booster from watery grave. Now they're saying their rockets come in to Earth, falling towards Earth, at up to 8,300 kilometers per hour. So I think that's close to like 5,000 miles per hour. Somewhere around there. Blah, blah, blah. The longest journey begins with this step. For example, the Electron booster made by Rocket Lab. Oh, yeah, so these guys are legit. Okay, so they're out of New Zealand, and they're waiting to use a new rocket launch pad in Virginia here soon. Then they go into talking about how stubborn Earth's gravity is and blah, 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 blah. And their first shot at this, it ended up, there's trash on the ocean floor after less than 3 minutes of flight. And then it goes on to say, oh, making boosters reusable is blah, blah, blah. Elon Musk is a genius. Blah, blah, blah. And blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. And instead of being dropped in the Pacific, the spent first stage will be snared in midair by a helicopter as it descends by parachute. It will then be brought back to the base, seared by the heat of reentry, but inwardly intact for possible refurbishment and reuse. With a really? I mean, if you're going to have a parachute on the thing, why not just, who's flying this thing? Because I don't even want to be watching this helicopter try to do this. It's a very complex thing to do, says Morgan Bailey of Rocket Lab. You have to position the helicopter in exactly the right spot. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
So he's good. This is a scientist describing how to play catch. Go ahead, Zach.
You have to know exactly where the stage is going to be coming down. You have to be able to slow it enough, she says. We've practiced and practiced all of the individual puzzle pieces, and now it's putting them together. It's not a foregone conclusion that the first capture attempt will be a success. Well, no shit. Still, people in the space business will be watching, since Rocket Lab has established a niche for itself as a viable space company. This will be its 26th Electron launch. What is an Electron launch? Oh my goodness. The company says it has launched 112 satellites so far, many of them so-called small sats that are relatively inexpensive to fly. Right now, there are 2 companies taking payloads to orbit, SpaceX and Rocket Lab, said Jan Anderson.
Damn it. And there's break music before I could play it. The neutron dance. Damn it. Oh well. We'll just have to settle for an Electron launch. But that's hour number 1 of the Ironworks in the books. Stick around. We got hour number 2 coming up right after this.
My name is
Drink.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a stress pill, and think things over.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
And welcome back. Hour number 2. Kicking off right now. First half of the second half.
Wow, I had no idea. Did you know we just sent our first black woman to the ISS for an extended space mission? Really? I thought that would have taken place a while ago. Or is this
I thought it did take place a while ago.
Yeah. They're saying the first black astronaut was Victor Glover that launched in November 2020. What? I'm not going to read through all this nonsense, but yeah, they're saying 2020 was the first black astronaut that went to the space station for an extended period. I don't know if there's, well, this one only did it for 3 weeks, where this person did it for 3 months. So they're the first to do a long thing. You know how.
Right. That's probably it. That's got to be why we're both confused about this new level of space lettuce.
Yeah, it's like, well, we didn't grow lettuce again this time. We grew arugula. Which is a type of lettuce. It's eclipse season. There's going to be a couple eclipses this year.
Over Antarctica and South Africa and.
Well, the last one will be later in the year, and it's going to be seen from North America, they're saying.
Oh, really?
It won't be a full here, I don't think. Isn't it 2024, the big one? That's going to be a full eclipse right
the X
over.
marks the spot one? Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I know next year in 2023, there's going to be a hybrid eclipse. And these are even more rare. They start off as like a ring of fire. at the beginning of the eclipse, and then it goes to a full solar eclipse to where you can't see the sun at all, and then at the end of it, it goes back to a ring of fire. So explain that on a heliocentric model. Because it makes no sense to me. That would be like the moon is moving, like moves really close to the Earth for the middle of this eclipse and then moves way further away again at the beginning and end of it. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand how that would be possible. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if you want to scratch your head for a little bit, try to go check out hybrid eclipses. They're rare. I made a video about it a couple years ago when I heard about them. But yeah, they don't. And this one's going to be like in the South Pacific, starting by some French island out in the middle of nowhere, and then going up between Australia and Malaysia down there, all that stuff down there. It's going to be over water almost the whole time. But yeah, it's called a hybrid eclipse. They're weird. I still don't understand. Oh, of course, it's not a heliocentric model, but I mean, there's so many things that they should have looked at while trying to make up their model and been like, dude, this is going to be impossible. This just doesn't make any sense. We can't do this. But instead, they just kind of obfuscate and don't look over there. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Yeah, it's crazy how they can take reality and spin it and turn it into something like 180, exact opposite. And people believe it. So the James Webb is ready, folks. Have you guys seen that?
I did see that, and I'm a little confused. I thought we'd already gotten the big alignment and had a big dot picture to show that we had gotten the alignment, and now we're getting this.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit confused.
I think it's taken more to align the thing than it did to launch it and get it 1,000,000 miles from Earth.
In a
They've been
month.
flying forever. I'll click into this and see how long. If it tells us how long. NASA's view of deep space just got sharper. Okay, so NASA James, when was this? This was published about 50 hours ago.
Yeah, this is now. Breaking news right here. Ironworx Media. Go.
So it finished its alignment phase after demonstrating it can capture crisp, well-focused images with all 4 of its science instruments.
All 4, huh?
The milestone which NASA showcased with some new web images allows the mission team to proceed with science instrument commissioning. Oh my! They just got to throw that word science in there as much as possible, don't they?
You say commissioning? They're commissioning instruments? Commissioning science instruments?
Yes.
Right. Certificates of commission. Yes. Maybe they're going to dub them with a sword, perhaps. Thou art a instrument of science. I hereby
I got pictures here. I'm not joking. This is real science. I see it. If these images don't verify the gazillions of dollars we throw at NASA, then 4 instruments.
So the telescope will thus enter a new phase
1,
of
2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just counting the images and names on this image. I'm counting 5, but I don't do math like science.
Whoa. That's what happens when you use non-commissioned science instruments, Walter.
Yep, you're right. That's exactly what happened.
So the telescope will thus enter a new phase of preparation after several months of mirror and instrument alignments. Okay, again, wouldn't you have done this like in low Earth orbit? If it's going to
Not
take
when you're going a
months,
gazillion miles an hour to make it a million miles in a month.
yeah, but if it's going to take months to do all this shit, do you know how many things work like that take a month to do? Like automation and stuff like that. There are so many times you need a human finger to do something. This or that, turn the knob, tighten the bolt, this or that. I just think it's inconceivable to send this thing a million miles from Earth and then start to try to get it all, make sure it works.
So apparently, what I was confusing all about the alignment was a report from let's see, a few weeks ago, where the 18 hexagonal segments of the scope's primary mirror were almost completely cooled to the deep space temperatures they require to see objects sharply in infrared light. So now I have to go cool my mirror off in the bathroom and see what happens. I mean, what the hell are we doing here? What does this even mean? What does cooling a lens or a mirror have to do with it? Am I not savvy enough photographically? Somebody call.
It's science, bro.
I'm not doing it, apparently. The optical performance of the telescope continues to be better than the engineering team's most optimistic predictions, the NASA official said, noting the image quality is only diffraction limited. Now, what that means is the only obstacle to seeing fine detail is the size of the telescope rather than a problem with its performance. The only problem is the diffraction limited. So they didn't put a big enough telescope on this $10 billion telescope? I'm just trying to understand the article we're sharing here.
Yes, science!
Oh, here we go. The next phase of work will include science instrument commissioning along with telescope calibration. Instrument commissioning requires lenses, masks, filters, masks being probably the key. That's probably what it is.
Oh, wait, why? Why, Walt? You got to finish that sentence.
So, and other equipment to work properly in different configurations to make sure they can perform science work.
For science?
And that's the actual sentence.
That is the sentence that you made me read. I was trying not to, but you made me.
Science work.
Science work.
The science is in. Science.
So it's still not operational. Don't breathe yet, folks. It says there, as for calibration activities, there's a list of milestones that Webb will need to hit before it is declared operational. Is this thing ever going to work? Is this the
$10 billion, baby? Takes a minute. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Oh, my goodness. But don't worry. Soon, our telescope will be doing science work. I'm going to use that a lot now. You're going to hear me saying science work a lot.
Commissioned science work.
Commissioned science work. What do they do with their uncommissioned science work? I don't know.
They give that to the actors, I guess.
So Elon says he's going to buy Coca-Cola now too.
Speaking of actors,
put the cocaine back in.
What?
For no joke, that was his quote. He's going to buy Coca-Cola and put the cocaine back in. That's what he said. Now he's just joking around with everything. Oh my goodness. Whoop.
I don't even.
Well, when you're a Oh, I'm sorry, go.
I don't. It's you should have just kept going because I just can't quite wrap my brain around what the fuck is happening around me.
Uh-huh.
Every day is just more surreal than the next. What the fuck? Where the hell are we?
Well, Zach constantly jokes about how they are popping up Elon here as the Tony Stark of the real world. And right after you said that, I'll get this article whose title reads, Tesla's cobalt-free battery strategy is making Elon Musk an actual Iron Man. So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty obvious what they are doing in their little scripts here. And I'm not going to read the story. It's just the article headline was kind of a chuckle after Zach had just said it on our Wednesday meeting.
They would have had a better chance making, what's the guy's name who plays on Robert Downey Jr.
He would do it better, yeah.
He would be a better Tony Stark than Elon Musk. Elon Musk isn't the guy can't even speak, people. Listen to him talk. That's not listen to Iron Man. I know it's a movie, but Tony Stark sounds sharp in that movie. He sounds like someone who can string together a sentence. He sounds like someone who knows where to look at the camera to make it look like he's looking at the camera. I doubt he ever had to ask anybody that question. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Elon in an interview asked somebody, where do I look at the camera to make it look like I'm looking at the camera? That's not something a smart person asks, folks. This guy is not a tech genius. He's never invented anything. It's not like he has a lab in his house and he's down there like Iron Man, Tony Stark, just building stuff and tinkering. No. He hires people and they go and do research and development and all that kind of stuff for him. And then he slaps a sticker on it that says SpaceX or Tesla or whatever company. But there's so many people out there that think that this guy is just, the next thing since sliced bread. And he's really dumb. Just listen to him talk. Quit paying attention to what the television is telling you about how smart he is, and just listen to him for yourself. Speak. It's not hard to figure out. Just say it. All right, rant over. Sorry about that.
Well, there's an article here on Gizmodo where the headline is Elon Musk proves yet again that he's just not very bright. Subtitled, America's Dumbest Smart Guy Strikes Again with an Idiotic Take on Subways. So basically, this is all about his Hyperloop tunnels. Talking about how, Hyperloop tunnels would be a great idea. Would have been awesome in like Louisiana for evacuations, right? Because high-speed rails, high-speed tunnel systems, you're getting people in and out and back and forth, quick and fast, and boom, and boom, and boom. And it works well because those underground tunnel systems are immune to the surface weather, right? It doesn't matter what's going on on the surface when you're down below in the tunnels. And then it starts showing all these pictures of flooded subway systems and flooded underground parking garages. And, I don't know. I don't necessarily see the correlation other than it's a good chance to call Elon Musk stupid because every single subway system has huge, gigantic openings that lead to the surface where, of course, they're going to be non-immune to the elements. Where I suppose if you're building a sort of vacuum sealed Hyperloop system, you can probably isolate it a little bit so that it is, in fact, immune from the weather systems up top.
Well, has Elon ever been to Louisiana?
I don't know the answer to that question.
When I drove through, there was nothing underground. Even the cemeteries had all the the
We
gray
do
is where
not bury our dead in the ground because they will literally float to the surface because of the liquosity. Yes, I'm vocabulating of our ground here. We are the silt of the Mississippi River. It is soggy and wet here everywhere. There's a few, I just looked to make sure I wasn't wrong. There are 2 tunnels in Louisiana, 2, and they're one's located at a college and the other is some tunnels underground in New Orleans. You don't do much underground here in Louisiana. But, I'm not Elon Musk with lots of money, a baby named Jet, something or whatever, and I'm not that cool dude, so I probably don't know. The other's in, where is it, Bell Chase? Yeah, Bell Chase. There it is. I found it.
Yeah, but Elon, not that smart. Not the brightest.
We don't do
ball.
basements, Louisiana. I mean, it's just really, ludicrous. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to start ranting on idiot. It feels like we're almost at a break.
Yeah,
wait.
third.
There's more.
There's more. Oh no, what is he
I'm
doing
not
now?
done with stupid Elon Musk stories.
No, don't tell me he's like blowing his whole Twitter deal. Don't tell me that.
I don't know. Here's one from, what is this? TechCrunch.com. Elon, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, that one. Right.
Elon Musk is embarrassing
That's
himself
good,
on a
right.
global stage yet again by proudly, what does that say? Brooding a grade school level of familiarity with the immensely complex concepts of free speech, censorship, rights and privileges of individuals and government authorities. The fact that this aggressively ignorant person is likely to take over one of the largest communication platforms on earth should scare the shit out of you. Here's what the richest man in the world said earlier today on a platform he intends to acquire. By free speech, I simply mean that which matches the law. I'm against censorship that goes far beyond the law. If people want less free speech, they will ask government to pass laws to that effect. Therefore, going beyond the law is contrary to the will of the people. Elon's got one thing going for him. He has demonstrated an apparently innate facility to pack more willful and privileged ignorance into a single sentence than almost anyone on the planet. These statements are so fundamentally wrong, factually, ethically, practically, and in every other way that I hardly know where to begin. For one thing, you might want to look at the most elementary descriptions of what constitutes free speech and censorship. Censorship is when the authorities limit the speech of the people under their power. Free speech is the guarantee that no action defined as speech is illegal outside a few harmful examples like harassment, hate speech, and other special cases under constant negotiation that we have as a society have decided constitute or exacerbate crimes. But this is an unbelievably complicated and nuanced concept and not a big, thick line with a censorship on one side of it and a gratuitous lack of any restriction on the other. The courts are constantly, as in at all times in legal history, there are huge cases setting new precedents, literally defining and redefining what is meant by that which matches the law. We have a whole branch of government whose job it is to interpret the law. There is no simple solution or algorithm or set of hard and fast rules that govern this. This is an idea that Elon seems to either assume there is or propose one be drawn up. It's the first time that he has zero clue of what he is talking about. And it kind of goes on to ramble a little bit more about how little he knows, but
but you have to get to it after the break, man, because the crux is just how much he really doesn't know about what censorship is under the law.
Oh, do I have to keep going? Is it gets
Oh
worse?
yeah, dude, it gets really good. Hang on, I'm gonna find the paragraph. We have time.
Oh, they do. They really go in to break down that whole fucking thing, don't they?
So when he talks about censorship beyond the law, he's talking about presumably censorship by like private actors, companies. That's not censorship. Censorship can only really happen by government. But actually, by definition and legal precedent, that is an expression of free speech by those companies. So by seeking to limit what those private companies can say on his fucking platform, he's proposing censorship. He's a fucking idiot. But God, I'm going to rant if I don't stop.
That's pretty good. This isn't some weird twist of logic. It's what the words he said actually mean. He just had no goddamn idea what he was saying.
Exactly. Exactly. Fucking exactly.
This is pretty well written. What the fuck do you know about the will of the people, Elon?
Right?
Born rich and now rich beyond measure. This is a man who has no idea what the people are. He thinks they want vacuum tunnels so they can load their $80,000 cars into a shorten their LA to San Francisco commute or bi-coastal lifestyle. He may be surprised at the will of the people outside the sycophantic bubble of his replies, as the billionaires probably shouldn't exist at all. The people may very well tell him, if he asked, that his unfathomable riches should be liquidated and directed to reducing things like world hunger. The thing Elon said he'd solve if someone sent him a plan that he forgot about. Probably because he has no idea what it's like to be hungry, either. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworks coming up right after this. Stick around. You know what happens when your phone starts to update as you have an alarm going off? Your alarm just has to keep going off. And there's nothing I can do about it.
Time to make the donuts.
All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Fourth and final segment of the Ironworx, kicking off right now. I don't know. Shall we finish up this
Yeah, why not?
well-written article trashing Elon Musk? All right, where were we? Next up, if people want less free speech, they will ask the government to pass laws to that effect, therefore going beyond the laws contrary to the will of the people. Okay, there are actually lots of proposals along these lines, Elon. Right now, the country is in the thick of a real and terrifying battle over actual free speech in which teachers are being told by their governments, which makes it censorship, which topics they can and cannot teach in schools. FYI, teachers are government. Public schools are government. Florida and Texas and others want to limit free speech. In fact, they've succeeded. Who asked them to do that? The people? Did the people will that the math textbooks that mentioned black mathematicians from history be banned from use? Or that explaining why someone might have two dads is forbidden by law? The idea the government... Okay, wait. Let's just clear some things up here. I would ask them to take mentions of black mathematicians from history be banned from the use in math books, unless you're just highlighting historically math, in which all mathematicians of every race, just mathematicians in general, are highlighted. But it seems like that'd be more of a history lesson than a math lesson. But what do I know? And it's not like they're just saying you can't explain to children, well, why little Jimmy has two dads. It's you can't explain this to kindergartners, first, second, or third graders. So between 5 years old and 8 years old, you just don't talk about sexuality. Right.
Oh my God, that's against my freedom of speech.
Right.
I should be able to brainwash these little children's minds any way I see fit.
Exactly. I should be able to mold and manipulate these young children's minds with talk of sex
that their parents don't know about at all.
Right.
No, that's my right, right?
And chances are, yes, the people did. The people did.
People actually did. The parents came to your school board meetings and said, quit talking to my students about sex. Yes, the people did say they don't want you doing this. Oh, sorry, folks. This shit pisses me off.
Well, this is great. This is how you pick the meat off the bone. The separate the wheat from the chaff. Yeah. Elon Musk, you're a dumb fuck, but hey, author of this article, you're kind of a dumb fuck yourself. But don't get me wrong. I'm totally a dumb fuck too. I'm not excluding myself of dumb fuckery, but I'm at least willing to admit it and invite people to please point out when I am a dumb fuck, because I try to hold myself accountable. Anyway, let's get back to this dumb fuckery. The idea that the government action is, by definition, the will of the people is one of the most naive things I've ever encountered. Is Elon aware that voting rights are being systematically dismantled and bills are being written by lobbyists? Does he know the history of gerrymandering, redlining, voter suppression, and general rat fuckery that makes up the history of asking government to pass laws? What the fuck do you know about the will of the people, Elon? Born rich and now beyond and now rich beyond measure. This is the man who has no idea who the people are. He thinks that they want vacuum. I read this already, didn't I? Yeah. He may be surprised at the will of the people outside. Jesus, I read this too. Yeah.
I think you just skipped ahead earlier because we were going to cut it short.
That's right. Here we go. You may be surprised to hear this, Elon, but the people have been talking about this for centuries. Maybe an adult freshman course on ethics and philosophy, or just have someone summarize the reading list into a few bullets. Other people, like the brightest minds of every generation since we've been able to record it, have considered these topics in detail long before you were born into fortune and privilege. Your take is beyond ignorant because it asserts knowledge where there is none, asserts superiority over something you have never even considered. You could run a hyperloop through a vacuum that is Elon Musk's knowledge of civics. A Dragon spacecraft could safely float in the void that is Elon Musk's understanding of the cultural and legal labyrinth of expression and identity in a free society. What this all portends is an incredibly simplistic and harmful take on free speech and moderation on a platform that desperately needs a sophisticated, humane, and responsive one. Something that Twitter, Facebook, and everyone else have been trying and failing, but slowly advancing to do for over a decade. Something that Elon Musk appears uniquely unqualified to ideate or administrate. Elon, your ideas on free speech are not what I would call evil or abhorrent, but by a long shot. They're just wrong. They're wrong because you are ignorant of the most basic context and the precedents surrounding these concepts, as well as a highly specialized situational knowledge that informs the creation and management of a modern communication platform. You simply have no goddamn idea what you're talking about. Full stop, the end. So aside from some anti-logic, too woke to exist, Devin Cold Dewey, that was pretty well written.
Yeah, really well written, but left to Lennon.
Yeah, slightly. Just slightly left to Lennon.
I mean, to have the nerve to say that the people didn't ask for that, I mean, I don't understand how people can just close their eyes to certain things and just pretend like it didn't happen. I mean, there have been parents all over the country. This just isn't in Texas and Florida. All over even in New York and California and New Jersey and Illinois, all these super left-wing states, the parents don't want this. They don't. They've been saying it for years now, ever since all this stuff started. Ever since their little 7-8-year-olds were coming home saying, should I be, or feeling bad because they're white and thinking that they're bad people now because they're white. That's ridiculous. Or coming home and saying, oh, I'm a girl today, Dad. This week, I'm a boy in school. I get to pick what gender I want to be in kindergarten. No. Parents didn't want that. They don't want it, and they spoke out about it. Get over it. So the government did pass laws that the people wanted. Oh, sorry. Talking to children about this type of stuff it's just sick. It's beyond sick. And you want to light a fire under my ass, go hit a child in front of me or something like that. Because that's, Sorry, I got to shut up for a sec.
I got a call from the CDC over the weekend. It's not often I answer those spam calls, but Dixie and I were there talking, and I was just feeling froggy. So I just answered it and threw it on speaker. They were calling to do some sort of COVID-19 questionnaire. Asking me, if I was got those things, and if I ever would, or if I was ever tested in a positive way, and things of this nature. And then I guess it went on to get into the demographics of the people that were taking this survey. So she asked me, which one most closely describes your race? Oh, there goes my phone finally restarting. Fucking software updates piss me off every time. But she says, which one most closely describes your race? Is it white, African American? Was it Asian? Like a Polynesian Islander? Or there was one other. I forget exactly what it was, but it was, described a location, a locale, sort of like an African American, sort of like the Asian, sort of like the Polynesian, the Pacific Islander. I forget exactly how they worded it. And then there was white. So she asked me which one I most closely identified with, and I said, well, I guess it's the only one that's the color. It's not really a race. I guess it's the only one that describes the color of Caucasians. I guess white. And Dixie just started busting up laughing. She just thought that was the funniest thing, thinking she probably has to go home. And this poor lady doing these calls for the CDC probably had to go home and have a think on that. Why is it that this questionnaire is written the way this is? Why is it that the list of races, or our entire list of races, except for that one isn't really a race, it's just a color? Now, if you were to just put Caucasian in there instead of white, and then say, remove Asian and put yellow, or remove African American and just put black. Are you Caucasian, Asian, or are you black? Are you Caucasian? Are you African American, or are you yellow? Are you Caucasian, African American, Asian, or are you brown? Are you white, African American, Asian, or Polynesian?
I always look for that other box.
Yeah.
Then they ask, and I say, none of your damn business. No, I'm joking. I haven't filled out a piece of paper in a while.
And I probably could have declined to answer, or chose other, or something else. But again, it was like, which one most closely describes? And really, it was all just a sort of a matter of knowing that there was going to be some sort of nonsense being spewed over my phone when I hear it's from the CDC. So I just really wanted to give a listen. I had to start recording those, see if I can't get a few more.
What are your recording laws? Do they have to be notified that they're being recorded in your state?
One party does. And luckily in Missouri, the recording party can also be the notified party. So that works out well. Well, it's consent. So one party has to give consent to be recorded. And the party that is doing the recording can also be the party giving the consent to record. So it works out well.
Cammy was telling me that people, or Apple or Android, and iPhone are making it so you can't record your phone calls on your phone. I don't know how, I don't know what it is, but like all the different recording devices, once you start using them, it like disables the phone. Now, I haven't tried this. She was just saying this, that she was trying it the other day. Like, for some reason, she wasn't able to record the conversation on the phone. The phone wouldn't let her. Now, I don't know.
I wonder what app she's trying to do it with.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I've got one that I paid a license for because I was doing a lot of things at one point where I needed to have records of conversations. So, yeah, I don't know. I haven't had to use it in a long time. So, but I wonder.
I've had issues where it doesn't record both sides, where it only records like my voice and not the other party. But that was early on. That was many years ago.
Yeah, this has been a year or 3 ago. So back when I was doing things
You
for
can
Mom in
answer
Oregon with
about
doctors and trying to get things straight.
Yeah, I was in the throes
Well,
of a divorce.
I didn't say that. So I'm like, okay, well, next time you will have said that. Don't you worry. So anyway, we don't need to revisit all that. What time is it? Before we get too close to getting out of here, I want to give 2 shout outs. One being Voynich, who is going to do a meme stream immediately after this show over there on his channel, which I am now dropping the link to as he has already, but I will do it again there. Second shout out and really huge, big, heartfelt hug going out to Hippie Shake, who constantly is dropping links to other people's channels in every chat I see her in. Literally every chat when I run across Hippie. Sharing channels seems to be her life mission. So thank you so much, lady. Big hugs for that. You're amazing. And then I was looking over there and I see that I didn't at all realize you'd been putting up little snippets of the FEB Holy Grail Conference, the Great Reset Conference. So I'll be delving deep. I have yet to see much more than what Martin had up there. But again, Friday, go check out the show we have with Martin. It was great. He broke Brian's left and right, especially with those weird tentacle beings that seem to be represented in those weird stoneworks. Still a deep rabbit hole I want to go down a little further with him when he has a minute. Try to source those pictures. Because, man, that was crazy shit. Crazy.
Yeah, Martin's amazing. Another one of those guys like Stavely and David who just seem to have no off switch. It's just like go, go, go. Maybe get a few hours sleep here and there, but when they're awake, it's like go time. They're on. I can't do that.
Go time.
Just turn it on and off. I used to be able to, but it's getting harder to do sometimes.
Yeah, my brain tells me to just take a break. Almost too much anymore.
Sleeping is for ballers, David says there in chat. That dude never sleeps. Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm hoping he can't meet up with Ken and show him that his new toy he's got. I bet Ken would have a field day playing around with that thing. I want to go play with it here. I might be going up and visiting David this summer for a couple days.
That'd be cool.
I promise I will try my best not to blow up your house or your wife.
Can I just pause this real quick? I don't want to interject this. Because my phone's updating, it's also updating all sorts of notifications. And I just happened to see an email on my notifications that wasn't familiar. So I opened it up, and this is it, the subject was Tuesday 26th show. It says, it's my opinion that at present, it's very important to get enough sleep because our essence is needed to help balance the field. We are making more of an impact, and that seems to be evident. Glad you're back, Kathy. Thanks, Kathy, so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the email.
No doubt. Thank you, Kathy. Gosh.
And I am feeling like I'm getting back in the groove, my body's sort of readjusting. Yeah. All you fine ass people out there helping me readjust to being back. There is Mr. Billy Ray Valentine.
I was going to do that. What's up, Billy Ray? Good to see you.
Valentine.
We also see Daz popping in. Haven't seen you in a minute, brother. Glad to see you back.
Your garlic's coming along beautifully there, Daz.
Good to see you, Daz. Good to hear your garden's coming along. Good to hear you're still out there growing. Greetings to BRV, man, whom we were thinking about just this morning.
Very recently. Your ears must have been burning.
And again, on Tuesday morning, as I recall, we were thinking about BRV.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yes. We do indeed. That sounds like.
We got about 5-6 minutes left. Somewhere.
Something like that. We'll remind everyone again what's going on this afternoon there on our little show.
We will be having both Matt and Jake both once
again.
Now, they just did the morning show with us so far, correct?
Yeah, that totally blew up. But like for me, it felt like they were here and hung out with us at length. So I thought it was an evening show they'd already been on. So it's great to find out that this is going to be their first time to hang out with us on an evening show.
It really does, I think, speak to that sort of vibe that we all get from Matt and Jake.
We all got the same vibe.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we talked that once on the morning show. Yeah, I totally thought it was Have No Sphere, where we spent like 4 hours just really digging down and
right.
It was a couple hours on a morning show. Who knew? Cool, sweet. And this ought to be really good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to some extended time getting to know them both. Yeah, it'll be good stuff. Big Skinny. Check out Big Skinny. Check out intellectualketchup.com. BigSkinny.cc. I think will just lead you right over to some YouTube stuffs, I guess. I thought it was more of a splash page, like a landing page with links. But he may have redirected. I know he's got stuff going on. Always going on there in the back. Jake's a busy guy. So
yeah, I really like both of these guys, Jake and Matthew. They just seem like really good people.
And to answer Liz's question from earlier, the plan is 5 p.m. Central. Yeah, that's that's always the plan.
She's too beautiful of a soul for you to lie to her face. It'll be closer to 6, and you know that. No, we're going to try to go before 5:20.
Yes, before 5:20. Somewhere between 5 and 5:20.
Somewhere. Anyway.
That's one thing I love about the Melodome shows. Every 20. They're like, it's 4:20 somewhere.
Right.
Fired up. Yeah, big shout out to everybody over there that's been hanging out. Chris, Grounded Extracts, Chris is Flatman X. They've got a really good vibe going over there, and I'm just really digging it. I'm not always in chat because they're early, and usually early is work time for me. I'm always outside doing something. So I'm always listening, but yeah, just great energy they got going over there. I'm really digging it. So keep going, guys. Keep knocking it out of the park. Loving it. If you don't know, it's on Awesome Austin's channel. Melodome. I think it's Wednesdays and Sundays, if I'm not mistaken. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 9 a.m. Pretty sure. Don't hold me to that, though. Just go check out Awesome Austin's channel. They got all kinds of merch and stuff. THC, the Truth or Hour of Comedy. Mike LaBrash, good stuff as well. You'll see Austin and some guys hanging out over there all the time, too. Yeah, there's so many great shows popping up now.
It is. It's just amazing the amount of great people out there.
Yeah. Keep on crushing, everybody. You guys are doing awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, so
trying to narrow it down for Liz. It's about 11 hours from now, Liz, give or take 20 minutes. Thank you again, Hippie, so much. Man, I had something else. What was it? It's gone. It'll never come back now before we leave. Damn it. And then again, it might. You never know.
Yes. UAP's documentary on the San Francisco fire.
Ooh,
great
nice.
call. That guy's just amazing. Go watch all of your videos, really. I love the way he looks at things. But yeah, I'm going to be watching that here probably starting in about 20 minutes, half hour.
got some stuff you just gotta try. What is it? Pop, you know,
I got this feeling inside, can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing a point. I need a coffee and a joint. I got this feeling inside, can't find no balance in my mind. I must be missing a point. I need a coffee and a joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint. Coffee in the joint, coffee in the joint.
Sorry, Dixie found this. That's a Little Stranger. If you're not familiar with Little Stranger, go check him out. But yeah, Coffee and a Joint. She says, here.
That's great.
Plays that every once in a while.
Yeah, that's great.
Got home from work and I had a fresh pot of coffee brewed, and she puts on Coffee and a Joint. So I roll one up. And that was our dinner, pre-dinner aperitif. Love you guys. We will see you this evening for Have No Sphere, where we're going to be joined by Man Jake from Big Skinny. Otherwise, we'll see you back here on Tuesday morning for another episode of the Ironworx, TFRlive.com. We love you. Be good. Be well. Bye-bye.